Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer and welcome to my daily 10 p.m. video. Every single silver stacker is welcome around here, folks. We have a great video today. We're going to be talking about transferring fake money into real money, but then selling the real money back into fake money. How contradicting that is, but isn't that kind of the point to make money? Because you can't buy a new car, buy a new house with silver. So what should we do? We know the dollar's worthless, but we still need fiat currency to live our everyday lives. So I want your participation. After you like the video, I want you to comment down below about this topic, but I'm going to take it one step further. How to sell? How do you know when the right time to sell is? What are you going to sell? What price are you going to sell? That stuff is important to think about, folks. Because if you are not preparing, then when time comes, you're thrown this huge situation at once. That's when panic selling comes in. Irrational decision makings, you're emotionally invested, and everything is happening at once because you weren't prepared, because you never thought about how you're going to sell. Before I even buy a coin, I think about how I can sell that coin. When I'm looking on AppMex, I'm already thinking about how easy is this coin going to be to sell. It's very important. Always stay 2 steps ahead. So I have another question for you. What price are you willing to sell at? What price are you willing to throw in the towel and say, I'm ready, I'm cashing in? And will you ever cash in your entire silver stack? I was talking about 15, 20%, depending upon the price of silver, depending upon how much silver I have, depending upon how old I am or how long I've been stacking. It's circumstantial, but I definitely will be selling some silver to get my daughter through college and, live life. But I mentioned this in my last video. Do you think the dollar's going to last another 15 years when I'm thinking about selling? So we really got to play it by ear. Times are going to get crazy. We think times are crazy now, but things are going to get a lot crazier. And in all honesty, silver is the only thing that's going to come out on top. If you look at situation A, B, C, or D, E, F, G, silver's the only thing that looks like it's going to be bullish. Not gold, not stocks, not real estate. It's silver. There's a reason why my name is Silver Slayer, not Gold Slayer, folks. So yeah. What price are you going to sell at? Is it $100? Is it $500? Is it $50? Is it $40? It's easy to just say a number, but when you're in that situation and the price is really at $50 or really at $100 and you're thinking about how much money you can make right now, ego, the greediness, it hits you hard. It was probably so hard in 2011 for them not to sell a little bit. And you know what the worst part is? After it was $50 in 2011, it dropped down to $15 for another 10 years. So that was their only opportunity to really capitalize on some profits. And I'm very interested in things, but I'm a curious cat. But I found articles from back in 2011 and I was reading what they were saying about the silver markets at the current time. What were they talking about? What were the articles like? And most people thought the price was going to keep going higher, so nobody sold back then. They missed that chance. And now, a decade later, it still is barely half of that price. So sometimes it might be good to sell a little bit of the tops just to grab some profits, take your family on vacation, whatever the case is. It's not bad, right? You don't got to beat yourself up. We are investors, and part of investing is living a better life. So, it's as long as you're stacking, you're doing something right. So we talked about the price number, but remember in that time frame, when you are in that moment, try to picture this because I experienced it firsthand with Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin at, let's say, $1,300. I made a lot of money because I held on to it, but I sold around 16,000, 17,000, and then it dropped to like 5 or 6,000 for years and years. So I was so happy that I sold at basically the highest price. But now look, we saw Bitcoin as high as 60,000. 60, not 16. So at the moment in time back then, I was like, yes, I just cashed out. Such a good strategy. But no, if I would have held on to it, think about how much money I would have now. So sometimes we have to think further ahead. We have to think about the bigger picture. Yes, if silver gets to $100, that would be amazing. But what if 10, 20 years from now, it's $5,000? Think about how terrible that would make you feel. Think about the people that sold Bitcoin at 5,000 because they were like, it's 5,000, that's crazy, I'm cashing out, I was buying it at 300. And think about how they feel now. You have to think about this honestly and gut level honestly, because when you're in the situation, it really is hard to stay calm, cool, and collect, and to keep to stay grounded. So I am trying to figure out what price I'm willing to sell at. I really don't know. I've thought about it. I don't know. It is circumstantial. It depends how long it takes, what's happening, I guess. But I would love for you guys to answer that, or what your guess is. Or not guess, but I guess what you think you're willing to. And I say think because nobody knows when you're in that situation. Just like when you're watching a movie, you say, oh, I could have. But when you're in the situation, that's not the case whatsoever. So back to what we were originally talking about. Fake money into real money, and then real money back into fake money. I get what people mean when they say that silver's the only money, and it is. But money is still how you buy things. So I'm thinking what I would do is have an emergency silver stash. Just coins that you're willing to sell in case of emergency, in case medical bill, car problems, maybe you get laid off and you need to cover rent for a couple months. Just an emergency stack so you don't have to. And this is another reason why, you got to be prepared, because if you don't have an emergency stack and something, a crisis happens, and then you have to make a big decision at once without having a second to really process it or think about what you're doing, that could hurt you. You could start selling. You could sell some coins that should not have been sold. So emergency silver stashes are important in my opinion. But like I said, that's my opinion. I can't tell you what to do. I can only talk about my experience and what I think works best for me. So when I'm looking at my strategy, right, my exit strategy, it's very scary to some extent because there's no wrong way to buy silver, but there are wrong ways to sell silver. Imagine paying these premiums for American Eagles right now, or even buying pandas over the last several years, paying the $10, $15 premiums. Right, because if you buy on AppMex, all the premiums are $10, $15, especially with pandas and kookaburras. So imagine you buy a whole bunch of silver, that type of silver, and you have a whole bunch of it, right? So your dollar per ounce averages is a lot higher than spot price. But let's say you have to sell some silver for an emergency, and you go to your local coin shop, and he offers you spot price, or maybe he'll offer you $1 or $2 over spot price. So you just paid a $15 premium on a coin that you're now selling for only a couple dollars over spot. What do you do about that, Silver Slayer? You don't sell to your local coin shop. That's what you don't do. eBay. Unfortunately, depending upon the type of silver you have is going to depend upon where you sell. If you just have standard bullion, your generics, coins like that, take them to your local coin shop. Even constitutional silver, that's fine. But you will not make your money back. You won't even break even if you think you're going to try to take high premium coins, semi-numismatic coins in there, and make $1. It's just not realistic. It really isn't. So you got to think about that. But let's think about eBay then. So, okay, then Okay, I got a lot of high premium silver Slayer. So I got a lot of high premium silver Slayer. So I sell on eBay. Okay, I hear you. But think about this. Think about eBay. 4 to 5 pictures per listing. And imagine if you have 1,000 ounces. That's 5,000 pictures you have to upload to your computer and then drop it over from your hard drive into eBay. It's 5,000 pictures. That's a full-time job within itself. Think about writing out a listing, a description for each one of those coins 5,000 times. 5,000 times, or I guess it would be 1,000 times. But think about that. And then not only that, so you have to take 5,000 pictures, you have to type a description 1,000 times, and then you have to compete, because who's going to sell, who's going to buy from you if the next guy's price is better or looks more professional, right? You're building your own business essentially right now. You are. If you're stacking silver right now, you're building a business, because when it's time to sell, you have to present nice coins, a nice way to present the coins, because you want people to buy off you. Liquidity is key. You could have all the silver in the world, but if you don't know how to get rid of it, or if you don't have a site or an eBay page that doesn't have seller ratings, or doesn't have 5 stars, or whatever the case is, you could be stuck with a whole bunch of silver and can't liquidate it. So I recommend a couple of things. One, I recommend make an eBay page right now and just start selling 1 ounce a month, or 1 ounce every couple of months. Because if you don't sell for 5, 6, 7 years, or even 10, 15, if you sell 1 ounce a month right now, by the time you are ready to sell your entire stack, you will have built a nice foundation of a lot of seller ratings. So then when you list all of your silver, or 20% or whatever, you'll be able to get it off fast. Because if you think you're just going to make an account overnight, list all your silver on there, and people are going to buy it, that's silly. People aren't going to trust it's real. You have to build some credibility on eBay. So that's something that a lot of people probably never thought about. That. There's more to it, though. You have the PayPal fees, the eBay fees. Then you have the people, and you have to ship out every one of those coins. So that's 1,000 shipments. And, you have the people that are going to try to say that their package was damaged when delivered. They're going to try to mess with you. And, it's just, it can be a lot, but it's worth it. And if you don't think that's worth it, then start buying standard bullion, so you could go to your local coin shop, dump all the silver on the table, and walk out with a box full of money. But I recommend eBay because you can make a lot of money with these coins. These coins are detached from spot price. Well, nowadays, every type of silver is detached from spot price because it's scarce, but theoretically, these high premium coins do appreciate faster over time. So when we're looking at all of that eBay stuff, I don't recommend listing it all at once. You know how I said I recommend selling, 1 coin a month on eBay? You never want to sell all your stack at once anyways, because you've pegged your entire success to one price. What if back in 2017, when Bitcoin was 18,000, when I decided to sell, what if I only sold a third or a fourth or an eighth of my Bitcoin and held on to it for a couple more years? Think about how much more money I would have made. But I sold it all at once. You don't want to do that, because then if you sell at $100, if the price goes up over the next months or years, then you're screwed. So maybe if the price gets to 100, sell 5%, 10% or whatever. Keep a keen and watchful eye over the markets, over the economy, right? Look at forecasts, and if it looks like it's going to stay bearish, then do what you do. But it's all about strategy. It really is. If you think that someone that doesn't watch YouTube videos is going to be as successful as you, then you are sadly mistaken. If you're watching this video right now, especially if you're still listening, you are on the right track, because the people that just buy silver, go back home, eat dinner, they don't even know about silver YouTube community. Those people aren't thinking about their selling strategy. Those people don't think about eBay and when they need to start listing coins to build credibility. They don't know about local coin shops not buying. Think about that. That's why everyone that's subscribed and gets that daily dose that I offer of silver, you are setting yourself up for extreme success. It's very important. Selling is the most important topic when it comes to silver stacking, and I try to avoid it with beginners, because beginners don't need to worry about that. They're not going to be selling for a long time. They need to worry about what types of silver to buy, all that stuff. Because if I start talking about selling and how scary it is, they could get too intimidated and just back out and say, no, this is too much. It really isn't, because after you start stacking, you gain experience and you can handle it. But in the beginning, imagine if I went up to a beginner stacker and told them everything that I was just talking about. They wouldn't want, that doesn't sound fun, but it doesn't have to be that hard. You can list coins over the next several months or years and slowly sell off your stack. That's the better way to do it anyways. That's a safer way. So anyways, I hope that you guys and gals participate in this video, offer your 2 cents. Be respectful though. I want to keep my comment section positive. I don't want people to comment and have to worry about someone else, bashing them or attacking them. We all have the same passion. Maybe our ideas aren't all the same, but that's okay, right? That's okay. So, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Let me know what you think about this. Also, go check out the video I posted earlier today. It's a really good video. Trust me, it's a really good video. I'm talking about why silver's price doesn't make any sense. That's literally what the video's titled. And it's true though. Silver's price really doesn't make sense if you think about it. And I showed an article and talked about it. So it's a really good video. I highly recommend you check that out. Also, enter my 46K giveaway. Link will be in the description. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. See you guys soon. Peace.